Hey, I'm going to try and keep this video really simple because it takes a little bit of thinking and it is something that with practice we will get used to. I'm talking about the CSS grid in Bricks Builder version 1.6.1. It allows you to have more control and movement over how you position the rows and columns. You might say, well, doesn't Flexbox Container give me that? Yay! But not really, because what you can do here is you can start to literally pick up like blocks and position them where you want without having to resort to like absolute positioning and stuff like that. Let me just show you what we've got here. We've got a section and a container, and then we've got 8 blocks. Okay, all of the blocks there just sit in a column underneath one another, right? I've also applied some borders and I've given them a color and I've given them a style. Now this one down here is yellow for a reason, because I'm going to be moving that one around and it was easy for me to show you where it's now jumped to by having a slightly different color. So all we have here is a section, container, and then I just went block, 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 added in an icon. There's a bit of padding in there, but that is it. On the left-hand side where we have display, it says flex. That's what we're used to in Bricks Builder, okay? That's how we work and build things. But I'm now going to go in and pick the option grid. By the way, nothing's going to happen when I pick it, all right? You're going to go, well, what was that? What was that all about? Nothing's happened. Seriously, don't worry about it. What's important are the features down here. Now, there are some more. There is a link in the video description if you want to go away, read away, and experiment a bit more. But I'm going to try and keep this really, really simple. This container that we are in at the moment, okay, if I go to the style for it, has a width of 800 pixel. I did 800 because it was easy for my mathematical mind and for how it looks on the screen as well. And there's a bit of padding above the section as well, just so you can see everything. So this container, 800 pixels wide, and I've now applied the grid. If I go here to where it says grid template columns, okay, remember everything is underneath one another, and I type in 100 pixel, that is now 100 pixels, okay? You could argue, well, you could have just done that to the container, just made the width 100 pixels, you know, what's the big deal? Well, we're going to do a bit more here. At the moment, we have 100 pixels. If I now go hit a space and now type 200 pixel, ooh, look what happened there. We have 4 items, and now it moved the other 4 over to be side by side. It depends on how many rows you have in there. And let me pop in some other values. We're going to go with 200, we'll go with 200 again, and we'll go with 400 pixels like that. If I change this to be 200, 200 like that, we get it now as an equal grid. Now I'm just going to pop this back over to be 400 pixel because we have got these 2 items wrapping over. If you want to start messing around with fractional units, and you'll see that in the link that you want to go and study and have a look at, you can start to play around a bit more and try and position things in a bit more of a clever way. But what you can also do is use the grid template rows. So if I go over here and I type in 100 pixels, the top row will be 100 pixels, which it doesn't actually look like that because it's kind of was already roughly that size anyway. I'm now going to type in 200 pixels. So row 2 is now 200. And the final one, well, it is kind of nearly 100. But what if I was to change that to be 50 pixel like that? We're starting to get, as I've said many times already, a bit of a bespoke layout going on there. The 2 overhanging down here starts to distort your brain, I think, when you're looking at this a bit, but just go with it. Let me now just pop this all back to be like that so we have an equal layout. What if I want to be a bit particular about how many columns there are? So we have 200, 200, and 400. I'm going to get rid of all of that so everything is back in a row. What you could do is this. I'm going to say that column 1 is 100 pixels wide, so everything just sits below one another. I'm then going to type in repeat 2, and then I'm going to type in 200 pixels like that. That now means the first column is 100 pixels, and then the next 2 columns, repeat 2, are 200 pixels. I could have gone in and typed in 3, so the next 3 are 200 pixels. I'm just going to go with 2 for now, make sure I've written that right. No, there you go, 2, comma, like that. And then at the end of here, I'm now going to say the final one is 100 pixel. Now remember, this is an 800 pixel wide container. 100 plus 200 plus 200 plus 100. Basically, we've got a total of 600, but we've got 200 estate over here. And if you're wondering how that would look on the screen, it would look basically how you see here. You won't have this blue line, by the way, but you've got an 800 pixel estate, but you're only occupying, what, 3/4 of it at the moment. I'm going to change that 100 to be a 300. Basically, you know, 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 comes to 8, okay? Mathematics going on here. So we're filling up the full estate. But what if I want to be very particular about how this is laid out and how it looks? So I'm going to leave the grid template columns as it is, and I'm going to go down to my style, and I'm going to make sure, yeah, there's no height in there, and it is 800 pixels wide. Let's go to container 1, not container 1, block 1, and let's go to the content. We now have the item over here, or the feature for grid item, for the grid column and the grid row. It says auto for both of them, and what it's going to allow us to do now is start to size up how this looks, okay? And this is going to become clear in a moment. You will notice over here that we have, basically, there's a reason I did the border lines as well. Every time you move your mouse in between the bit where there's an intersection, that is what you class as a column. Because you're going to look at this and go and say there's 4 columns. Actually, there's 5 columns. Okay, and stay with me on this. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. It's at the point where they intersect, okay? Column 4 and column 5. We have 2 rows, but actually we have 3 intersecting rows. We have row 1, row 2, and row 3. I hope that makes sense. So if I click on block 1, I want it to start at the first column. So start at column 1. Well, it's not going to go anywhere really, is it? Because that's where the position is. But then we have column 1, column 2, and column 3, and column 4. So if I was to go in and type in 2, nothing will change. It's already occupying 1 and 2. If I do 3, it goes here. If I do 4, it should go to there. Well, let's try it out. Watch the screen, okay? 3, it moved over. Let's take that away, and now we go to 4. Again, it's gone over, and if I was to go with 5, it goes all the way across. So I'm just going to go in with a 1 to 4 like that. To help explain things a little bit better, I've swapped out the icons and I've put in numbers, and below here I have the original layout before I did the 1/4 for column 1 over here, and I've gone and repeated what the code was as well, because originally we had 100 pixels repeated by 2 for 200 each, and then we had a final one for 3. But if you now have a look at column 2, well, column 2 now, or block 2, sorry, I should use the right terms. Block 2 now is 300 pixels. And that's because everything is like shifted along. So that now occupies the logic of the 300, while number 3, which was originally 200 pixels, now occupies the logic of the 100 pixel. So can you see what's going on here? The 6, which was 200 as well, is now occupying the logic of the 300 pixels. So this is where it's good to get your grid laid out first before you start adding in your contents and messing around with your margin and your padding and whatever else you got in there. Because if you spent a lot of time doing it and then you start doing the CSS grid messing around, you're going to regret it later on. Anyway, let's just focus back on this again. So block 1, if we go to content, is a grid column of 1 to 4. Well, what if I was to now say I want to make this bigger? So we know that the rows, we have row 1, row 2, row 3, and we now have a row 4. So logic dictates that if I was to go and put in 1, 4, it should go all the way to the bottom, right? Which it does. I mean, look, that's literally where it is. I mean, you might blink and miss it moment. Look at where my mouse is just to help you out. You do that, and it is now basically where my mouse was. And if I'd gone with 3, it would have just gone down to the 3rd intersecting column. Now block 3 has changed width because it's now been shifted along. So it's easy to get mixed up with this if you don't think about this in a methodical way. And of course, logic says spend the time getting your grid to look right. Now, I did mention right at the start because I had a yellow star. Why did I do that? Okay, we're going to leave block 1 as 1, 4 and 1, 3. And we're now going to go down to block, no, we'll go to block 7 in fact, okay? We'll go to block 7. I'm now going to change this. Now at the moment, this is starting at intersection line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, it starts at 4, sorry. And if you're a little bit unsure about where it actually starts, just go in and type this in. Look, if I type 1, it's over there. If I type 2, it's there. If I type 3, it's there. If I type 4, well, it's back to where it was. Again, this is where your brain kind of starts to go, well, where does the intersection start? So 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it 1, 2, 3? It's kind of, what you got to do is you got to look at it and go, what has the most columns, right? So this over here only has 3 intersections or edge borders, whatever you want to call them. This has the most, so this is the one that supersedes it. And I bet someone out there is going to say, hey, I've got a better explanation for it. Please stick it in the columns. Hey, I'm learning just like all of you as well. So you got to get your head around that. So I am going to type in a 3. It now kind of wraps under and it goes there. But I actually want that to sit inside block 1. Why would you do that? Well, this is the benefit and the power of CSS Grid. You are no longer bound by how you normally do your containers and blocks and all of that. And what you normally would do is a bit of fixed positioning or absolute to rearrange and shift things or start to be doing overlaps. I'm going to stick block 7 into block 1. So I've already said position it at column 3. So let's now count the rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want it to be inside of here. So I'm going to say 1, 2. So if I type in 1, watch block 7. It's now on, well, it's not inside, but it's kind of on top of block 1, right? If I was to now go in and type a 2, it now starts at intersecting line number 2. That's basically it. And if I was to change this to be a grid column of 1, it will jump all the way over to the left. And also what it does is change the width because it's following the logic over here of what was preset. But what if I go back to my container and I get rid of all of that? Well, that's probably not a good idea because everything will now just become columnar. But what if I was to now just change this to be something like 1 like that? And we'll change this to be, that would be 1, 1, and no, it wouldn't be 5, in fact. There we go. So by the logic now would be the first column is 100 pixel, the next 2 are also 100 pixel, and then the final one is 500 pixel. And you can see what's going on here with the particular layout. Ignore the grid lines that you see over there because when you save it, go over to preview and just view it on a live site, you will actually see it look like that, okay? I know my explanation is convoluted and you're going to sit there and stare at the screen and go, what was that all about? But there is quite a lot of power now enabled for you in terms of your positioning. I mean, look, this one over here starts at 1, right? I'm going to say go to 2. So let's go to, no, not 2, sorry, 3. So intersecting line 3. And it starts at row 2. And I tell you what, we're going to go 1, 2. So it starts at 2. It goes down to 3. So there's no point putting 2, 3. Look, if I do 2, 3, it doesn't really do anything, right? There wasn't any point in that. Leave it. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll do that then. But what if I want to move block 8 to actually sit over here right at the end? I want a big gap over here. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you got to get your head around the fact that you might jump rows to count all the columns. So for instance, if this block already starts at column number 2, look, it's not going to do anything. I do a 3 and it moves along. I go with 4. Well, it's now over there. And I tell you what, now this is already starting at grid row 4. Look, if I type a 4, it doesn't go anywhere. 5 actually is here. And watch this, if I type 5, it now moves below. Now don't sit there going, oh, what happens if you type in 8? Nothing. Because as far as this grid goes, that was the ultimate point as far as the items were concerned. If you had more items, then you could have stretched it a bit more below. Someone else might advise in the comments and go, hey, Imran, you're talking rubbish, there's more you need to understand. Well, fine, stick it in the comments, okay? Help everybody out. But this is me just creating now a completely bespokey layout with a bit of grid. You got to get your head around the fact that you have this feature here over here, right? Let me just completely undo everything I did here, right? You got your positioning of your columns and your row. You've also then got your, let me just get rid of that as well because it's easier for us to understand. You've also got the point where you can start to dictate the size of the columns as well. So if I was to go here and type in 200 pixel, you can see what it's doing there, and I'm now going to go in and type in 400 pixel as well. But this was like a convoluted introduction into the grid system and layout changes where you can be quite bespoke. Hey, I'm Imran. I don't think you're going to like. You're probably going to never want to subscribe. You definitely don't want to be sharing this. And hey, if you follow, maybe it's for a bad reason, so I better keep a lookout. I'll see you soon.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag.